Okay, so I'm gonna go over how to make the text grids and the annotations for the text um, stimuli files. Okay, so the first thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna find the files that you want to do the text grids on. So for this, you would be wanting to do the ones that you recorded. This folder has quite a lot, so you probably just want to pick just not the copies, just the main ones. But you can, the way I usually get them into Prot is I'll just pick the ones they want, select them, and then drag them into Prot. But you can also click open and then read from file. All right, so then when you have the files in Prot, what you're going to do is you're going to click, let's see, you're going to click annotate and then to text grid. And then it's going to give you this window that will ask it. And this is what you want, vowels in V2. It might have something else in there, like some weird default. And then leave the pointers blank and then click OK. All right, so then it has this text grid and then the file. So you want to click the command button and just open those and then click view and edit. Okay, so then it's going to open up your file, your spectrogram file right here, and it's going to have the text grids. So then you can just listen to it, and just a fair warning, so my computer sometimes is a little funky on Prot. Yeah, so it shouldn't sound like that. Just for some reason, Prot is weird on my computer. Yeah. So then what you're going to do is you're going to isolate the two vowels. So you want to make sure that you see all of it. So the first thing you're going to do is get the first vowel. So what I like to do is just highlight more than the first vowel and then click select, and then it's just going to zoom in, and then I can just listen to that. And again, it's doing that weird thing with the thing. So it's going to be really difficult to do anything with this. Okay, so then I'm going to try to make my boundaries. So this is, again, this is not going to be super accurate because I cannot really hear it because my computer is being funky. So obviously don't do this for realsies if your computer is funky. Okay, so then you're going to click boundary, and then you're going to click add on tier 1. Okay, and then you're going to move that to the nearest zero crossing when you found that. And then you click boundary, add on tier 1. And then this vowel is a U, oo. So you want to, it's really, really important that these tiers are labeled consistently and correctly, because when you do the analyses, if this is vowels with a lowercase v or vowel with no s, they will think they are different, and then it'll be all like awful, like unorganized. So they really have to be consistent. Okay. Also, these labels also have to be consistent, because if this is, say, ooh, or ooh, or oh, or then we're gonna think they're different. So they really have to be correctly thing. Okay. So then with this one, I'm gonna boundary move to nearest zero crossing, and then I can listen to it. And I do have some of that. So some of these with the M's. So how am I doing this? I'm trying to get the vowel, and you're just gonna get a little bit of that M in there. And you can see with that transition in the spectrogram. Okay, so I got vowel 1, and then I'm going to go out, zoom to all, and then I'm going to try to get vowel 2 now. So I have this that's starting, so I'm just going to select most, just the rest of that. Okay, and then and it's definitely the M. So I'm going to look for that transition out of the M, and I'm looking in the spectrogram to find the big, the big difference where it's transitioning. So I can listen, and where it's pretty much just so this is where I think it looks like good to me. So I'm going to put boundary on tier 1, and then boundary at the very end. At the very end. Okay. and then I'm going to put the A there. Okay. I also, where I have this one, I'm going to put move to near zero crossing. And then I'm also going to put one on tier 2 for V2 because I want just one tier that just is where the second vowel starts. That's all I care about. Okay, so then you have that. And you can, and I'm doing this real quick, but you can spend time and listen and try to get it as close as possible. The most important thing with these is that you are consistent so that with each file. So if you're, say, for example, ending the oo right here on some words and ending the oo right here on other words, that's going to cause some problems in the recording. It's going to explain why they're different. Or different lengths and things like that. So we really do want to just be consistent so that it will be there. Okay, so now what you do with that, you go back here and here's your text grid thing. You're going to save that as text file. And you want to try to save that in the same folder where the file is. Okay. And it's a good idea, just keep it the same, and you would click save, and that would be saved. And the reason we want to keep them in the same folder is just that way when we open them, when we do the analysis, then they'll be able to be, the text grids will be able to be aligned. Okay, it's really important that you save it and save it in the, if you save in the wrong spot, we can always move it, but try to save it in the right spot. If you don't save it, then all this work you did will just be lost. So really important to save it. Okay, and then if you do have a question, if you're like not sure, if there's one you're feeling is super tricky, you can mark that. So maybe create another, you can mark that either in the name of it, or even in here, you can just be like super tricky. And then I'll note that, and if I do the analyses, we'll see this super tricky or something like that and come back to it, or just let me know which ones you want me to give a second look. I'll give everything a second look, but which one is like you're just really struggling with. And that's one thing, when you're doing these, if you're just not, for whatever reason, it's just not, you're just not able to figure it out. It's just just skip it and come back to it later. Or just, okay. All right. So hopefully that's helpful, and